Welcome back, and thank you for once again letting me into your world, even if it's just for a minute. The piece of artwork behind me is one I created with paint shop, and I call it Sweet Dreams on Halloween. So I was just cruising the information highway when I drove onto a site called freemusicarchive.org. And as I pulled over to the side of the road and unbuckled my seatbelt, I noticed this next song parked on the side of the road right in front of me. Drove me back to a time in my youth when a new musical revolution was being born of frustration and angst amongst my generation. Of course, I'm talking about the punk rock era. And this next song reminds me of a simpler time, before the internet crashed into our lives. And it also reminds me a little of the Rocky Horror Picture Show from the old midnight movies. This short track comes to us from the band PunkRockOpera, and the name of the song is Acetate. It tells the story of Honeybee, a sweet young girl trying to make her way in the music business. I hope you enjoy it half as much as I did when I first heard it. Let's give a listen.
You know, the studio used to be an old cheeseburger restaurant. That's how we got the name for the label.
Okay.
You ready? To click the light and we begin. The plate and platter start to spin. 2 minutes to show your worth. 2 minutes to show the earth. You can cut the pressure with a knife, but can you cut the wax with your life? And with that disc the world will hear your blood, sweat, and every tear. Cut your life on acetate. Cut your songs into the plate. Pour your life into the grooves and let the wax consume. You don't have to play for very long. You just can't play anything wrong. And someday when you're finally gone, that disc will still live on. The jokes are now ain't swell with pride. And in these bright moments, she forgets how to die. Cut your life on the acetate. Stretch your songs into the plate. Pour your life into the grooves and let the wax consume. Cut your life on the acetate. Stretch your songs into the plate. 2 minutes to show the earth. 2 minutes to show your worth.
Alright, so that just happened. Let's just let that one sink in for a moment, because in this fast-paced world we live in, sometimes we do only have 2 minutes to prove your worth. Now before I go, I leave you with a quote from a book titled The Art of Worldly Wisdom. I think this quote is more prescient today than it was back in the late 1800s when it was written. Tell me what you think. Avoid the faults of your nation. Water shares the good or bad qualities of the vessel through which it flows, and a person those of the climate in which they live. There is not a nation, even among the most civilized, that has not some fault peculiar to itself. It is a triumph of the human spirit to correct in yourself such national failings. That could have been written yesterday instead of 100 years ago. The world we live in is chaotic. Some would say angry and corrupt. And we can choose to join the angry mob, or we can choose to move in a direction of higher moral character. In a world full of choices, where you can choose anything, why not choose love instead of hate? Oh man, I think I might have slipped a disc in my neck with that one. What the hell was I thinking, dancing like a fool at my age?